We're in the month of love, the month of February. Today is special. Enti eyesana na enije ashe makoma ma ankasa. Obi beka se adenti na wani agisa. Na eba ne se na ene uku waje ntumafita mepacho victorious ane se purity ni nyina echire die ntia amanfo ebefura fufu na fufu we die thanksgiving na se na chire se yede ema erade se wodi mfie baako aka me mame Mrs Faustina Amwama ane obagadoza legetete emame nyasem ketwa awo nyankopon shira onkoso enyo kese wodi amame nye intro ni wie a birthday wish no na ye de bibia etimi ahyehye so love people now, don't wait till they are 6 feet before you share the love that you have for them in a tribute. They cannot hear it, they cannot feel it, and they cannot appreciate it as much. Let them feel loved. Happy new month bium enkoma obibiara. February is the month. It's ma obia born in the month of February. A beautiful birthday celebration pepepe. Senebeya bibia betimi akoso. Fabric Center fabric ina himfie. Mesrao wadama entwa wani nhwe baabia. Fabric Center no adwane akomo asoye na wo mo etime de noma etuto akwemu de ama senebeya dane de nyina se lace assorte mema material ma de na wo de noma ni nyina kire se wo de duru ho twane ketuwa bi na fa koduru ho wo se so wo mo yade ankasa ena se kese nkoma sedis classy thread e se de abrochima mu no akopio na odo no de se ne yetie ni se meka se wo beda odo soronko edi akire wo bi no wo se wo nso wo kire se de nipa na yama no eso mo bo ankasa enti sedis classy thread ena enwumre yi awrade nhira wo fama me wate na daade de nyina de wo de won sabesom bia enya nhira na enwumre me hwan fa chese sparkling me ya wine anka me sparkling wine enya asem kitu enya die ni bia say da enti se me hwan fe kama I'm looking amazing this evening nana hima makeup gist ane nana hima makeup gist na ahwe esiesie me ama chese me chimi ejimi dwa me di dwumadie no so ebrew pepepe enti for all occasions nana hima makeup gist is your go-to person me the numbers no betu dwa se ne be ya won so dani de nyina na woni wo mo edinkita ho na bibia ekoso na wa discount ne susu na bibia ekoso pepepe Frank CEO of LFM Creative Empire ane se wope graphic designer papa o to ne boase behwe ama etimi ahomedia mesre se woni LFM Creative Empire endi inkita ho se ne be ya wo designs for artworks se ne opese ba 7s ni nyina obehwe na wadi ho adwuma na wonso wani age ne dwuma de ho te krogen ho a na wawo ho sesu wudi wusika aye adepa ankasa abusuafo. Counselor is an author for 3 beautiful books and Red Flags, Signs Your Relationship Has No Future, 2 Hearts, 1 Journey, Beyond the Vows, and the Good Marriage Guide and the Roadmap to a Successful Marriage. Open books ni bia numbers no 0244 515544 0244 515544 and as obetimi akọ Amazon and Kobo, any of these platforms so kwa chese bibia jinejina na akwa so na bibia koso kama pepepe na wonso wetimi akenkan wodi bi atukotodwem wabobra no na bibia etimi esiso kama ede amount abusuafo na mekaiwo say ye stream live Wisdom Studios GH and Wisdom Studios GH enti mesre say whether YouTube na wa subscribe to your YouTube channel no na wa hit notification bell no and then ye ba betwetwe won komo no obi beka say we are coming to shake tables and ye be wo so no minim say table no 4 legs ni nyina de si odia ensi odia ne ye nya asem kitu osi ebu no si ye di gina ho ni nyina ene ye beka ho asem our counseling time with counselor Ctwdyd donko ebusuafo medi dache hima papa bi obagadoza legetete Valerie Ejementa yen try ho sima ye ba ye beto so. Ebusia for yema obibiara kwa bason kokura ba counseling time with counselor Ctwdyd donko send ya medin kan don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Studios GH because a whole ena ye streaming live ani ye streaming live Wisdom Studios GH na hit the notification bell ne mame wate na ye mfa nkomo no enhyehyɛ so ene de ye ba be ka ho asema na se ye ba be twetwe ho nkomo no de ɛho ayi kakra so ya kase ye be ka ho asema na say yakase ye betwetwe ho nkomo ne de whatever happens ye behwe na ye de ho dwuma na bibia etimi akoso kama pepepe abusuafo kame ho na ye ma counselor akwaba sonkokra counselor
hello
ma akwaba
ye
nyame adome ho ye na wonso ye de nyame ase. Right, so tonight our topic happens to be sex before marriage. Na design anasa de share into bracket right or wrong. Ene de empire ebetwa. Sex before marriage, right or wrong? Sex before marriage, right or wrong? Counselor D, I don't go. Fire call. Major also, Papa. Right.
All right. So today we are actually talking about whether sex before marriage is bad or good. So is sex before marriage wrong? All right.
That's right.
The Kanya you see is sex before marriage will be wrong or it will be right based on your belief.
Answer na Papa ebetwa so na enkomo no yede ahyehye so no na meka amawati ase se Mr. comment section hono eho hia me. If you're streaming live with us, question bi awo bia na eho na ewo se wodi bibia ahyehye na fa bibia toto na afa obi ahu se so yeni abre ankasa. Papa,
yeah,
fire call.
All right, so we are talking about whether sex before marriage is wrong or right.
Right.
And then I started by saying that whether it is wrong or right, it depends on your cultural beliefs and also your spiritual beliefs and also your societal morals. Inti the yefi achreyen, the amamre achreyen. Mi jidie fapem echreme and then me ankasan so de mi jidie will determine whether sex before marriage will be sin or not.
That's right.
It's baby amiti. If I want to speak as a pastor, I want to speak as a believer, a Christian, a born again child of God.
Okay.
I will sit here to tell you that it is wrong because sex before marriage is fornication. And the Bible does not permit a believer to fornicate. In fact, God expects a child of God to set his body apart in purity.
That's right.
Unyankropon peso Christoni edi ni pedie si wo manesa for de muchia. Ewo kronkron yim. Ewo suban pemu ene ne ye pemu. Enti si ye ti nyame ase wo ba bia metia na me ka se nyame akwan so wo mimi gidie mu no. Sex before marriage is not permitted because sex was created for holy people. People who are married, actually. And so doing sex when you are not married is unholy. And anything unholy can permit the devil to get a standing grounds to fight you whether you like it or you do not like it. Enti baby ambiti no be GDNT make us say it is wrong because we are not permitted to exercise or involve ourselves with anything that is impure or impurity, anything that is not right. So God expects us to do what is right. If God expects us to do what is right, and so the other one is most of the religious bodies, about 90%, condemns sex before marriage, including Islam.
Okay.
What am I saying? Enti yanti asiye say few na gidi say. I mean, when you obey man about you must know what is happening. You must know what is going on. It depends on your belief.
That's right.
So as I'm teaching now, somebody can decide that I have made up my mind that whether God like it or not, it's about my belief.
That's
and
right.
You'll be shocked that in some culture, sex before marriage is a taboo. You must marry as a virgin.
Right.
And then they prune you, they keep you, they train you, they build you for the future. Whether right or wrong, it depends on your religious belief and also how you were brought up and the expectation of the society. But if I'm speaking from the Christian point of view, as a pastor and as a Christian, not just as a pastor, please, sex before marriage is wrong.
Sex before marriage, agreed, settled on, stamped. Say, when we are talking about the Christian fraternity and also the Islam family, you say having to to engage in sexual intercourse before marriage, is not good.
It is not.
It's not good
it's
because
not
of
good.
the spiritual belief
and the spiritual principles.
The spiritual principles and the faith.
Yes.
Having said that, can we agree that sex before marriage also has its pros, or should I say its advantages? Is this something we would downplay and not look at properly?
Personally, based on my counseling level,
yes, sir.
If I want to be real, without sabi, why? Can I say adding my spirituality or bringing in my work as a pastor, my call as a pastor in Ctwdyd, I can tell you that some people also benefit and some people does not get any benefit.
Okay.
Will be yes sex before marriage. Will be. Right. As I'm speaking today, will be about 30 years. They fornicated.
Right.
I would say that they had is it premarital sex.
That's right.
Before marriage.
That's right.
Right. Abortion, but woman is still 20 years, 30 years. Will be cross virgin, but
that's right.
And so, yes, it can have an advantage. It depends on how the two people are committed to each other and how focused they are and how determined they are that
Let me play the devil's advocate so that we could do a correct weighing of situations as it stands now. Some of the advantages of getting to, meet your partner intimately or have an intercourse with a partner and sana wawarenipana, there's a level of compatibility and sana what do we call it, the whole marriage bit is going to happen. And see, when that engagement does happen, if it is something intimate and I say the person believes, oh come on, this is too much, I don't think I can handle this, or being so, this is a good flow. It even adds up to the relationship that we are building. It is one of the advantages that people look at when they say that people having sex before marriage, compatibility, and on the first thing. Would you want to talk about what I've just said before we move on to the next?
All right.
advantage?
So, Valerie, one of the things we should understand about marriage is that regardless of how you can flow with a person,
right,
if there is no commitment, your flow in terms of sex doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
So there are people you can meet and have good sex with them, yet you cannot marry them. Because your character and your attitude has nothing in connection with sex.
That's right.
Sex is connected to your emotions. Character is more physical.
That's right.
And your attitude. And so, even if we are to sit here to say yes,
that's right.
Yes, scientists, yes, regardless of how the two of us can flow and understand each other and become excited or we will enjoy. Yes, that one alone doesn't make the marriage stand, and it will not make the relationship move on, because there are many things that will be connected to the sex, not just the flow.
Okay, so when we are drawing a Venn diagram, sex is also part of the main, your friend is saying, weightier situations when it comes to marriage, because our Rebi has actually collapsed because the sex is not all that. Our Rebi couldn't stand because two people didn't really get to appreciate themselves better. They were looking at having to be, as it were, spiritual and living according to a particular faith and doing accordingly. They do not get to try new things, get to explore, get to appreciate each other's bodies even better. Inti obedru aware anima na afe adane responsibility and your friend is saying obligation na sudie say ya worry inti I had to say policeman wo gina kwa ho direct traffic ne responsibility anase cashier wo kanska wo counter na dwuma no yesebra na beye, and that is how it is seen after marriage. So are we going to downplay that aspect as well?
No. 10 times a big no.
Right.
We will not downplay it, but let's also understand that the flow is important as your character.
That's right.
But what must say?
Right.
Me no me no come paso ye di ya ho fama won paso ya kleke fa to say yeah. It will not be enough because once I put on bad attitude, that connection can be broken.
That's right.
That feeling, that attraction, that affection can be broken. And see, then you realize that you flow on paso, and we don't flow when it comes to my expectations.
Right.
And see, so.
Reduced anxiety. On say when you haven't seen somebody's nakedness, and I say will be you know, when people are having normal relationship stuff is different, but immediately the first point of contact now, the intimacy is going to happen. No, there's this anxiety in between. Yay, maybe roaming we are your friend is saying chicken pox a good side has a answer me home Tommy near the obeying so who send a nepono outward chairman so be no crooked shovel of the Lord. Inti Nina adia it brings some sort of anxiety before the main marriage. How can they can they actually put that side that bit aside? Because say we are having sex and we're before already now who say nyamye shraw sickle glorious chairman and also a belempe backside Bibia you okay in nyafena there's going to be any anxiety or any it's part of the pros when people get to have sex before marriage. What about that, sir?
Like I said, it's all good depending on where you standing and your beliefs.
That's right.
But Valerie, yenti as yes, na me pe bola kese.
Right.
And na me pe roba bo muketwa. Because ya me nsaka. The aka be kan so wen. I will enjoy that which I wanted and I have now on the table.
So the anxiety bits that sex before marriage is able to curb, no, it's not something as much.
No, it is not at all.
That's what we're saying.
And you'll be surprised that even sometimes after seeing each other's body, there are things that can put you off. And that is how bad it is when it comes to sex before marriage. And so when the Bible talks about avoid fornication, I personally believe that as I went through this topic this afternoon, I was thinking about I think that Paul wasn't just talking about fornication as sin, but I think that Paul knew something more than fornication. So when the Bible talks about fornication and every uncleanness, it should not be named among us. I don't think that Paul was just talking about the physical bit of it. He was also talking about the spiritual side. That yes, sir, be free, BBC. But what I say, sex before marriage, can actually do a lot of damage ahead of time. And also, I think that there's this kind of glory that possibly comes over the marriage that becomes a blessing spiritually or physically. So, it takes away some glory or it adds that glory. So, it depends. And also, sometimes, unfortunately for us, you might not know who you are dealing with. Is sex before marriage right or wrong?
That's right.
It's very powerful because sometimes you're dealing with whoever you think is matured. You only go to bed and after that you realize that the person happens to be not what you thought they were.
That's true.
And so Siebusa said, is sex before marriage wrong or right? Me, I sit here to tell you it is wrong.
Okay.
Even though we have all fallen into it before, it is not right.
It is not right.
We shouldn't pretend and tell people it is right because we have done it. When you have made wrong, let people understand that the wrong is not good.
That's right.
And that is the best way we can actually direct people. So every leader who pretends to say right when he's doing it wrong, you are not a good leader. You are actually hiding something from the next generation that does not add up. And we were enjoying the journey. But was it right? No. So number one, we offended God. We did something that God never expected us to do, and that is unholy. That is not purity, because God expects us to walk with Him. And so Yebebuza say, is it wrong or right? I sit here to tell you it's wrong. Number one reason why it is wrong. Number one, loss of interest or loss of interest. And I will explain.
Let's go there.
Yeah, when an intimacy becomes a routine without emotional growth, pain rises.
Okay.
Se ekobase debiara da yeda, it blinds us that we cannot grow emotionally. There are things that are relevant, important, that needs to talk about, or that we need to discuss and talk about. Once we enter into sex, we go blind. There is no emotional growth. I go blind, you go blind, because we have started enjoying something forbidden. And for us, you see, when you start enjoying intimacy before marriage, what you do is that you enjoy something that is not permanent, temporary, yet it costs you with consequences. And so it can take away your glory, it can take away your peace of mind, it can actually add up anxiety. You will not see it. But what happens is that Eban is saying, and I know so pay me. What if you pay and a teen and so lose of intimacy or lose of interest. Eti ubonse will be to me will be that. I want me that 1, 2, 3. Like wasisa, like we jai me. Like other, but Tama no one named Diano. He looked so committed.
That's right.
He looked so real. He acted right. He calls me 3-4 times a day. Now then one me die and was what time will be the dark near the Daniel child. Emotionally, there is something that shatters. We don't want to even talk about emotional things that will make us grow anymore. Now, suddenly, when I miss you, you miss me. We start talking about a DNA. We start discussing the last time we had sex. It was crazy and marvelous. We start talking about, look, there is a star. Sometimes we start exchanging pornography or, emojis that triggers our feelings and our stimulations. And so, Ubewusa said, suddenly, you don't talk about anything that becomes a foundation on our emotional level. Say, how would you respond? Yeah, we are discussing that. Suddenly it's not there. And then suddenly somebody look at you and say, mempe was a star net. Mempe will be my send yet. Send your this year mukro 2 mirika mempe. This is not my way. Watch then 1, 2, 3 still or gidi. You will lose interest. And so one of the reasons why sex before marriage is not good is that people can easily lose interest. And the certain is that when they lose interest with that sex, you are good to go. Why? Because emotionally there is no attachment.
Okay, so emotionally there is no attachment. Forgive me, but it's because they in some no to social media ebusa and some non teacher say Obibeka say the streets have given me lots of questions to ask. Sanya Beya will get the correct answers to everything that we're asking tonight. Right. It makes a person lose interest. And we are talking about the fact that they have already been able to have their way, so that's just it. Once they do the pre-no,
okay,
it makes them lose interest. Now, in the situation where sex is the reason why we are looking forward to get married. Now, I am not having that particular bit, the bond, that sexual intimacy with you. That is the primary thing at the back of my mind. Before I want to marry, it is in there, and only Obibeka said the cherry on top or the icing on the cake, and that is why I'm getting to marry this particular person. So nipa no go ahead now through all the changing scenes of life. Send your human bekano. Now eventually they get to settle down with you. Now intimacy has become what we call yebie puno na ma na se ama osafua. Are we saying that if this person who has waited this much after getting married to this person is not going to lose interest in the sex that they have waited or longed for before actually getting into marriage with you? Nah, really? So this is what I waited all my life for? Is this what I actually had to sit 2 years just to come and meet Nofotabrabam in the situation? What do you have to say about that, sir?
Valerie,
say,
sexual expectation can deny you of your enjoyment. Maybe one day. Me when this what do who say na was a Valerie. me shatade anymore. Say na me expect.
Okay.
So I have an expectation.
That's
it might
right.
be unrealistic expectation, but I have it. Me call running we say na me pesa ye. Me share your kasa cry your kasa. E chere so you dwaman for.
That's right.
Me sum you dwaman for. Ya say na ye wade de be brutal. Ma twen nyam sumunti. That sexual expectation, when it's unrealistic and you assume too much, you are disappointed not because they are not good. You are disappointed because you had it too much. Number 2. There are times we have sexual expectation that is too high because of where we are coming from.
That's
and how
right.
we started our sexual drive
And
thing.
not say orientation to
Thank
sex.
you.
Right.
I mean, I have that expectation.
That's
That
right.
and I'll cry no because the way you sound and the way I would we are baby stuff. I say we are German crashing woman. To me, me giddy some what do it to be wow.
That's right.
That expectation when they just crashed, you will not enjoy anything on bed. So one, sometimes it's not about who is lying on the bed, it's who is going to the bed. Eti se akobasa the odam passion the okọ from pa no expectation say na me person no fuye say na me person the toye and na me kra madare dan nkrofo bi star me dan dan no me ya no mawuru we so me ye 2 years owuro no say please take your time yes owuro say you're boring. And there are many men that will tell you that they don't like virgins because of a spoiled girl. Somebody who can actually do things. Virgin, I find better than natural. A long history. I want a girl. Or foul. No, was high expectation. Definitely, as you have waited and you entered, you are disappointed not by their figure, shape, size, whatever. You are disappointed because you assumed too much. Sexual fantasy. You want to have it. Your ex was good. Don't think everybody is like that. It was you say to kesi yama doggy you be shocked so be ma doggy emfa. To flat be ma doggy na afa. So when it comes to my chain ya chain yemi ya na after 2-3 years and a year better. Please limit your expectation. And yes sir, based on the question you asked, people will go into it and come back broken. So in your way na mepe. And yes, say na me hwe no mo na so me call ye no and yes na minya no.
But a sexual fantasy, one way or the other, no, maintaining sexual arousal. The pictorial thing, it's all part of the chemical engine that aids in the sexual intimacy and process. So are you saying we have to kill our imaginative desires? And don't you think that is what is going to make everything flat? Now, flirtatious situation.
So sometimes you see when your imagination becomes a picture in your eyes and you don't get what is pictured, you assume everything is gone.
That's right.
So assumption is good. You can actually assume, you can actually dream of, you can actually have it at the back of your mind and say, let's be real that, and then again, to be decided, and then and then you buy your 2 rounds, you 1 round, but me kiss, you have that, that guidelines, and you'll be shocked. So buy an because atmosphere now, not because you are rushing, but Charlie said, I didn't cry when you are so in tempting. Bones and fassa to do for one so send your was me so be some a 1 bot dog in Issa, but the gig now say and they send an new pano, but Charlie, as me premo. So you are that dream, you are that vision, or let's say that you are that assumption. Some me ba saying a mayano, and a Friday me kodaho, you see a boy gamai, but the air con and then my magic Friday or bar, Charlie was so Obano is a challenge, met so, and then you get there after showering down, you realize that you are tired, you are stressed, and then it's like I can't do anything. So transfer, so my bro, and I mean to mean transfer. My brother, no, I know what that because who call your wagon is who do there, and the movie no. The boy cried to me send message say, get ready for me today. Today we will see who will win. You only got there and lost the battle. It's because such sexual expectation, if it is too much, you can be disappointed.
Let's go to the next point, sir.
So loss of interest. And what we say, a lot of women complain and say that only be the way we boom kwasia.
That's right.
And ya would boom kwasia. Expectation was too high. So the person who hunisa no furnish Brazil and me was sorrow. Uyi no who say no for no form. No, this is not what I want to get. This is not what I expect. This is not what I want to hold. Send and share Brazil and may ask you me say ejejina kakra nipple ne wa bibi. I think say no. To know that 1 2 3 will lose interest, and you will be no open. So the reason why sex before marriage might be wrong, number 1, loss of interest or loss of interest.
Okay.
Number 2, physical attractions wears out.
Okay.
Physical attractions wear out, or physical attraction wears out. Is it not wonderful that, Valerie, I meet a woman, I meet a man who looks so nice, gentle. I meet a young, beautiful lady who looks, and then you assume, say, my God. Oh, run the body and anybody has seen. You meet a beautiful woman. To you, you're beautiful. After 1 2 3 6, no, we say send to one. I say. No, we say you for see you free. Now we say, Adena Ukra so beautiful. No, it is not what it is. It's like, yeah, Mamika be binch or mema. And remember, when we meet you and we have not started the game with you, you are the most beautiful woman we have ever encountered, and every man will tell you. You will be that. You who wanna be it's the that now saying our way, and no being worried. Hey, now serious. Challenge me found the agro. Oh, who we are. See, the beauty is not just about the face, the legs, and the hand, which is seen all the time. Sometimes what enhances your beauty might be the eyelashes.
Okay.
What added up is the lipstick. What added up is what you were wearing or what you are wearing, and the heels and everything. Yeah, you everywhere. The attraction sometimes comes down.
Okay.
And we are number 1. Number 2, or sanu that we are physical attraction wears off. Beauty now who you know. Anybody know. For example, somebody dressed like you have by God's grace. You look so beautiful, class and nice, or classy and nice. Now for you radema or wrong. Sa na ubo corset.
That's right.
That for the you know. Na muso wofuno.
That's right.
I mean, somebody is a put off. They said they love you, but they didn't know that if you love me, you must love every part of my being. So physical attractions wears out. Sometimes right after sex, they don't see the beauty they saw anymore. They are not interested. And I've seen and heard a lot of women saying that what they made the way, you know, I don't know, it has disappeared. And some can even connect it to family spirits, demons, forces in the family, and the bad spirits around, because sometimes the reason why it happens like that is because after sex, physical attractions wear out.
Okay.
And
we are saying that physical attraction wouldn't wear out because the handcuff has come, so they are supposed to stay in the marriage. Once maware no, because physical will wear off no. Then are we saying that marriage is deceptive then? Because I am trying to find ways and means to lock you in a way that you do not get to go out. I'm not going to have sex with you because I know that I have a problem. I'm not going to have sex with you because immediately you find out that this is it, you're going to leave me. Are we not promoting deception instead of actually being open and truthful to people?
In marriage, what makes your physical, attraction wears out is your bad character, not your body.
And in a pre-relationship to your bad character cannot.
Most often, I repeat,
yes,
grammar. Most often,
when
it happens like that, people will try working it out. If it is not working out, they leave you. But in marriage, even if it is not working out, they go to some extent than normal impression. Because impression, look, mende wakasa, it I can find my way out. But I wadi ebuno be de waka be dinyame soka beside the abusiaka beside the society and in this inka. Till sometimes we go to a certain extent before people walk out. And you better sir. So before you see divorce, it has gone to some extent. Before you see separation, sometimes it takes a day.
But you say divorce, you like a chill pill.
Before you realize, so when you are standing out there, it's not true. When you are standing out there, you say, and then yes, mejai, and then no yes or mejai, and I will what now something has happened about 4, 5, 3 years ago. So it has been a journey of major, and then the yejai. But what would you about to say? Nancy, I'm worried majai. Sometimes divorce starts from relationship.
Ooh.
Then the people say, they'll go like, we work it out. Let's give it a try. And they entered and they tried them. So the reason why sex before marriage might be wrong based on your religious belief and where you're coming from, physical attraction wears off.
Okay.
The next point we can look at when it comes to is sex before marriage wrong or right? Lack of focus on other aspects of the relationship. Lack of focus on the other aspect of the relationship.
It's true. It's true.
I will not even explain this.
It's true.
People watching must get this one.
It's true.
It is easy to ignore other aspect of the relationship.
Because you're putting your energy.
Whether Bema no or Bano, ya wow, no power, we are marked 3 rounds. Movie your mother money and hair, which me cut down from Friday and I joke. If you are sorry Sunday, tell me what at all did you talk about that matters to the future? It was all about a DNA and you didn't talk about anything relevant and important. A dear what to me say, and my refi
True.
Yet to me, wow, cash. In fact, yet to me, wow, now refi beman. You can actually ignore red flags simply because of sex, lack of focus on the other aspect of the relationship.
Right.
The goals, we don't talk about it. The boundaries, we will not talk about it. The growth of the relationship, we will not talk about it. The opportunities that must be created from us, we don't talk. The long term, we don't talk about the future.
Okay.
Sex before marriage will be wrong. The reason is that lack of focus on the other aspects of the relationship. We will not talk about our finances. We don't have time. But you didn't know to say cha-cha. Yeah, what do we are? I feel many beba me was a light be water be me kwana be tia. Say my bread. I feel now be come kasa. But I couldn't say so me juma. All this while me juma. Say me juma me kume. But why you frustrated? It's because you went blind. You didn't pay attention to anything apart from the.
That's true. That's true.
Lack of focus on the other aspect of the relationship is real. It makes you go blind on the other important things you talk about. Nevertheless, will be so yadisa, but they talk about other important things. But those people might be few and less.
Right.
Please, can I continue?
The physical. Yes, sir. You can continue, sir. You can continue, sir.
All right. Valerie, I will say this and then say it again and say it again. Most often, sex before marriage as premarital sex produces extramarital sex. And I repeat, premarital sex sometimes produces extramarital sex.
Now, answer now, it produces extramarital sex, you know, and me patrol me person me busa say makes you go blind, you know, physical and not spiritual.
All right, so sex makes you go blind, spiritual and physical. So I'm going to explain. One will say emotionally. I think I will use emotional. Right. I will use emotions, sorry. I will use emotions than the spiritual. Nevertheless, I will talk about the spiritual. Valerie, so what time will be the down? Emotionally, your spirit, your soul, your emotions are clouded.
Okay.
Etubo said there are things you could pay attention to when it was sexless. Okay. That suddenly you don't even care. So somebody can actually prompt you. They say, Valerie, Shakwano, or smoky. Well, twice. Or say, Bizo smoky. Or say, Debbie, also forget no Casadodo. You go blind. But remember, when we do sex, we don't go blind. Our eyes are open, like eating the fruits from the Garden of Eden.
That's right.
The reason is that after sex, what else can you offer us as a woman? When women are going blind emotionally towards emotional growth, men, our eyes are now getting more open. Because me know what that does. Me, I've had the opportunity to see it. What is left? If you don't have brain in your skirt, in your shirt, in your body, then I have to go. Because if it's about sex, other people can offer sex. What else can you offer to a man apart from sex? That makes us marry you. That makes us tell you our plans, and we want to keep you because there is something unique about you that others cannot offer us. So the eyes of men are open, premarital sex, the eyes of men. But when it comes to women, their emotions are closed, shut. They refuse to recognize every red flag. Anything happen, they don't care. So once we hear the bonnie, about punish, want to not the actual.
But into omo bufu like eme bufu ba because they are not actually getting some where.
Please say it again.
Say somebody is not getting to have the sex we're talking about. Doesn't it make them angry? And then omo bufu all of a sudden and then they are having issues with
in marriage or relationship.
In a relationship, in a marriage. Both of the couple of the
yes.
two of them.
Valerie,
yes, sir.
Sex is a powerful tool.
That's true.
So much that one of the easiest way demons can be transferred from one person to the other is sex. That is why it's hard for you to see a virgin who's possessed.
Hey. So there's no possessed virgin.
Grammatically.
So
that is why it is hard.
The virgin people that they go and give to the gods of the land,
the gods of the land, they go and give them because they need somebody who has never slept with a man.
Is it that possess them?
No. Or a virgin, you're not die. Right. And that is why even God, when he wanted to manifest himself in the form of a man, had to use a virgin and not some of us. Because we know bebano,
that's true.
So God, even God, had to use a virgin. Yeah, probably number gods. We have to use a virgin because we don't know you're holy. And what sex can do, you have no idea. What sex can do physically, spiritually, the power of sex cannot be underestimated.
That's right.
But because we have not go deeper into what sex can do physically, we think that sex is just for fun. The moment feeling you're going to get. No, it's crazy. It is
that's true.
Boyfriend be person then the girlfriend and no pay no man it is because you see there is power in sex.
That's true.
All right, so let's move on.
Right.
Because of time.
Yes.
And I have about 3 points. So I said
unless you make it one. If you can put everything in one, I'd be so grateful. Right.
All right. So sex before marriage can actually destroy trust.
You said that earlier.
Can destroy trust. It's very easy. And above all, the risk of it. May say when you plant premarital sex, you are producing and allowing yourself for extramarital sex. Most often.
This was a point that you were raising.
Thank you.
Premarital sex.
Premarital sex produces extramarital sex. Those who sow premarital sex before marriage reap extramarital sex after marriage.
Okay.
High percent. Because you see, most often when you do sex before marriage, it's like you have invited the devil to start.
Okay.
When you keep purity, you have allowed God to start. And whoever starts with you will determine how sometimes you land and you end, if not by the grace and the mercies of God. And thank God that there is no sin bigger than the mercies of God. Either than that, anybody who start a journey of relationship, who say trust, suddenly, but we move kakrap no suspect because young wade no say move be na ya bidinya.
That's right.
Number 2, easy say you cheat.
How is it easy for you to
spiritual
cheat?
Things cannot be explained. About the say na nyame be sunsun be da nipa yem. Ni ya wo de say nipa. About the say.
And see, how is a physical, mental decision?
Because it is
about somebody's emotions, not something
sex is more
that is
spiritual than
explainable.
decision. We don't do sex by decision. communication.
The man counselor D.Y. Donko always gives you and serves it hot. Mijidi said, and then you bring was if you're not taking anything, understand the sex before marriage. When we are talking about it's being right or wrong, counselor, I cannot say subjective wise. Say it can either be through it's a spiritual faith-based thing, religious, societal, cultural, everything put together. And counselor, would you want to do a part 2? Would you want to do a part 2? You want to do a part 2?
Very important.
Okay, so team Michelle, counselor wants to do a part 2 of sex before marriage, so that we treat everything better. Because when him say questions in the bocho be brave, I said a PSA Mrs. Boffa Jr. and Afe Obibiara Ojina so ewo live na so Nyankopon Eshiramo emfa my counselor kan wakanipi was sudia kidim was say men kanchira mo namontiase say sex before marriage is wrong. Was it sex before marriage require to fornication? Inti wakra chance wuni ukunu na ufeche adultery. But wait, fornication, adultery. Was it adultery? But fornication, it's all about a dorsal. Now what who said a idea emu edupa. Happy glorious birthday. Technical team, Mr. Momo Mewahase. Happy glorious birthday and comma Mrs. Faustina Mwama ane Faustina J Mensa Yankopon Shira opa na onko so enya okese emfa mame na chese dia wo hwehwe bia no enya nshira Erade enkoso emanen saso ewo wabrabom na bibia enkoso pepepe ene eye me mama birthday cancel the why don't go pacho me pacho me pacho ene due ya mpacho enti ogina so live or he mpacho de na wo ka che no.
Happy glorious birthday. Ma onyame hyira. Amen. Wanya wokese. Oma wondi de emfiri wo mansa no. Amen. Onyankopon pegyaw na woma enyini che. Nyanyini cha obenyini ayare akampa so. Na de ahoden wom. Onyame ndom no fa de panhye wafo no mu ma. Nyame hyira. Nyame
hyira. Enti nature say oba kama so no who head mistress pa na afen so osanso president of the Mothers Union St. Paul's Anglican Church the Obuasi chapter ojina so den ojina brane akasa eno erade nshira o papa bi mi gidi se empire ne de wabo na Nyankopon watie behold the handmaiden of the Lord, be it unto me according to thy word. Akuya, I love you so much. Yankopon inshirawo enfamame ankasa. Abusia for aha na ye di dwumadie no esi enti na ye catch us fabric center fabric in ahifie ane ho na kire se wo beba akwa ye o shopping na bibia timi akoso kama pepepe de amount na afi so sedis classy thread na makacho say the abrochire na wakopie na wono so wone no edinkita ho pepepe de amame na meka so na meka ma wate ase say the beautiful Nana Hema makeup gist ono so ejina ho ehwe ama bibia timi akoso LFM Creative Empire, the braiding optometrist ane the braiding optometrist Dr. Bakupe architect wotimi hwe ema bibia timi koso amodo doc Nyankopon show medal style BAB and afe so counselor author for 3 beautiful books open books nipia 0244 515544 counselor major final words.
Final words.
Right.
Take good care of yourself.
That's right.
Just take care.
That's right.
Thank you. If you started wrong, there is still an opportunity to start right once you are alive. So please don't give up on yourself to think you are the worst person on this earth. You can always start new.
That's
and
right.
that is the opportunity, that is the privilege God has given to you. It is called the gift of opportunity. Thank you.
Next week, Monday, we get to treat sex before marriage, right or wrong, part 2. You can't afford to miss out. Yeah, they bibia ebetwa so pepepe, hot. And then meaning say I played the devil's advocate, but hey, I asked the questions that many people are definitely going to ask. Val Talks _ Instagram, Valeria J Mensa Facebook, Valeria J Mensa TikTok, hyphenated J Mensa and a compound name Mr. Na yemfa odo embo odom na bibia enti me enkoso kama pepepe Mr. Moa na was subscribe to Wisdom Studios GH YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send adani den yina ebet me den common number. I can't wait to see you on Monday. Stay blessed, have a beautiful weekend, and don't forget to spread love, stand your feet, set boundaries, and be happy. Be conscious about it. Midin dache hima papabi obagadoza legetete Valerie J Mensa nyampa yebeshia aseda enkoma mi crew hey ejasa kasab kese pa atome enti the Duke man the bless I and afe so the beautiful LFM pa Stefan and Stefan and Sujinem Jesse me who but hey munyina everybody omohwe ma bibia koso ya face loops have. Thank you so much. Nyankopon shira munyina. Nyampa yebeshia makra munyina. Bye bye.